My God encounter happened years before I even accepted Jesus into my life, before I even realized that he was with me during the darkest times of my life. I would have to say when God was with me, I didn't know he was with me. I was about 23 years old. This was about 7 or 8 years ago. And I was in a serious relationship. I thought he was the one. I kept telling myself that you have to stick with your timeline. You have to be married by a certain age. You have to have this happen. And I think that whole time I was getting red flags, and I didn't realize who was giving me those red flags. There was different encounters where it was just really toxic, and even after we had broken up, there was a lot of abuse within this relationship that I was going through, with mental abuse, a lot of mental abuse, and emotional abuse. There was a couple of encounters for physical abuse as well. And I was being manipulated so much to the point to where I was truly believing the words that I was hearing, like, you're not good enough, you're never going to be good enough, you're worthless, and no one is ever going to love you, and you don't have any friends, like, why would you even think of yourself as a good person? And I was starting to really believe that. And at the time, I did not really believe in God, and so I actually thought that the devil basically kind of took over my life during that time. And there were a couple of moments where, with the abuse and the manipulation, I thought to myself, what's the point of even being alive? And I hit a really dark road in my life at that time, where I made a couple of attempts to end my life. And obviously that didn't happen and stuff. And there was some times where I just hated myself. I hated who I was. I felt more alone than ever, and I was still being manipulated time after time. And luckily, I got out of that dark road. I got out of that relationship, finally moved forward and stuff. But it wasn't until after I was saved, years later, this was like 5-6 years later, where I realized that God was with me the entire time and stuff. And I wasn't fighting my own battle with the devil. I thought I was the only one that was fighting that battle, but it was really God that was taking care of that. And that's basically the reason why I didn't end my life, and he was the one that said, no, you're like, it's not your time, you're stronger than you really think that you are and stuff. And there's times where I think back now that I am so grateful for God never leaving me, and it's helped me become a stronger person no matter what I have faced within my career or other relationships. I see God kind of right by my side whenever I'm in a dark place. I have those moments. I think everyone does have those moments of where they just feel so low about themselves. But the thing that I really do is that I really just kind of stop, and I literally just stop whatever I'm doing, and I'm like, okay, God, take over, take the wheel. Like, I can't do this, and I've been able to really put my trust in him, and that's really completely changed my entire life on how I've faced those dark moments.